Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions. Some of the makeup products I have are new and the other ones are just new to me, like I've never tried before. Also, I went dairy and meat free for the past like 2 to 3 weeks. I think I'm on week 3 right now, so my face is just like all sorts of breaking out. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna assume that's why, because like I haven't broken out down here or right here in a really long time. So I don't know if that just means my hormones are out of whack or my body's finally getting rid of all that nasty stuff. I don't know, but at least we'll be able to see how much we can cover with these new products. So if you would like to see me test out some new makeup products, please keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to be trying out, I'm going to use it as a primer. I believe it came in my Boxy Charm, one of my Boxy Charm boxes like a while ago. This is the Aloe Pure Skincare Time Repair Serum, and it's by the brand Alouette, and it says it smooths away the appearance of lines and wrinkles with age-defying green tea extract and alpha beta hydroxy acids. How to apply: apply a small amount to clear skin in the morning and evening. So when I first got this, I remember I put it on the back of my hand just to see what it was like, and it really smoothed out my pores, so I thought it might be a really good primer, so I figured we would try it out. So I'm just gonna do maybe 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand and then just kind of warm it up. And the only thing I have on my face right now is just my Tom Ford moisturizer, and it has like gold flecks in it. I don't know, I just figured like I liked how it smoothed out the back of my hand when I kind of swatched it, I guess you would say, so I thought it might be like a really good primer. Oh, my face hurts so bad. I haven't had like painful acne pimples in a really long time. Ugh, like they hurt so bad, especially this one. So yeah, I think that did a good job smoothing out my face. My face feels kind of tacky. I'm not going to be trying out a new foundation because I want to give all the other products a fair try, and then also I always do like dedicated first impression videos of foundations, so I'm just gonna stick to something that I know that I like, and two, I just don't want to break out anymore, and I don't want to try a new foundation and break out even more than what I am right now. So I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Foundation. This is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. Maybelline Dewy and Smooth and the Maybelline Matte and Poreless are probably my favorite drugstore foundations. Also, like, if you guys watched any of my Vlogmas vlogs, I tried out this new Babyless hair straightener. And I want to say it was like 130 bucks or 120. It was expensive. And it straightens like really well, but I feel like it just broke like so many pieces of my hair. I already threw the packaging away, so I can't return it, but I feel like it just like destroyed my hair. And my hair already is like bad because I'm a bleach blonde and I do all sorts of crazy stuff to it, but I really like how this foundation is applying like on top of that serum that I used. It's the only thing that sucks about these Maybelline foundations is I always have extra, and I'm sure, well, my hands are clean. I washed them before I sat down, but it's like I always have extra on the back of my hand, and I just kind of scoop it back into the bottle, and I mean, I don't want to waste it. I know it's only like $5, but that can't be good. Like, I'm sure I'm putting germs in there no matter how clean my hands are. For a little under eye brightening, I'm going to be trying out this Benefit Ooh La Lift eye brightener. It comes in this little tube right here. I love under eye brighteners. I think they really help, so I'm excited to try this. Although I don't really know. I'm used to like pink ones, and this looks more of like a, I don't know how to describe this. It looks more of like an opal shade, and I'm used to like salmon color under eye correctors. It says it's an instant eye brightener. Oh, that looks pretty nice, actually. This might be good for those no makeup days. I mean, it definitely brightened up my under eye. I wonder if it's gonna be a good, like, what am I trying to say? Under eye primer for concealer. So for a concealer, I'm going to be trying out this Catrice, I already swatched it, but this Catrice Camouflage Cream, and I have the shade 010 Ivory, and it comes in this little pot right here. I don't even know the last time I tried a pot concealer, so I guess I'm just going to go in with my ring finger. Ooh, feels kind of rough. Maybe I just need to warm it up. Feels really dry. So I'm just going to press it into my under eye and try to blend it out as much as I can with my finger, and then maybe go back over it with the sponge. I really don't know. The shade is kind of yellow. I normally like neutral tone shades or concealers that have a little bit of like a pink undertone, because I find the pink really helps brighten. But it looks like it's pretty heavy duty coverage. That looks good. It's blending out really well with my finger. Normally I blend out my concealers with a brush, but I like this with my finger. But I'll definitely go over it with a sponge just to make sure it's all blended. But that looks good. I like this. And I'm gonna blend out my nose with a sponge. Yeah, it doesn't feel heavy at all. Again, the consistency is a little bit drier. It's like a drier cream formula, but I really like it. I think it blended out really nice. I wouldn't mind getting this concealer, this Catrice concealer, and maybe like a darker shade that matches like my skin, and then use it to spot conceal for my pimples. I think that would be a really good concealer to do that with. This one is just too light, so if I tried to like spot conceal these, I would just bring more attention to it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna look into a darker shade for that, because this is nice. Okay, so far this video is good, even though we've only tried out 3 things, but so far I like all 3. So before I set my face, I'm gonna be trying out this Milani Highlight and Contour Cream Stick. On one side you get the contour, and it just looks like a little bullet. So I believe I got the lightest shade. This is in Fair Light, and I think there's 3 or 4 shades actually. And then the other side has a little doe foot wand for the cream highlight. It has more of like a gray undertone than the Hoola Light, but I really like it, and I love the shape of it, even though after I've used it a few times it probably won't keep its shape. But and then the other side is the cream highlight. So I think it's nice. I hope I like it. Oh, it's really light. I normally like a darker shade for my nose so it shows up more, so I might have to go in a couple of times with this. I like the shade. Maybe this is another thing that I could get a darker shade in too. And then I'm just going to blend that in with my Artiste Oval 3 brush. Ooh, I really like this. It's super creamy. I love Milani. Milani is my favorite drugstore brand, and then Maybelline's probably my second favorite. That looks so nice. It's like a natural looking contour. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna look into the next shade. Maybe they have just a light, because I have the fair. But I like that. It's very natural looking. I'm just gonna do my cheeks and my jaw. And then we'll do my forehead. Then I'm just going to use my Real Techniques sculpting brush to blend out my cheeks. This blends out so easy. That looks good. I normally use my Anastasia cream foundation stick in the shade Fawn if I cream contour, but this is nice. I really like that. It's super natural looking. And it blends out so easy. Oh my goodness. Good, now I'm just gonna go over everything with my sponge just to make sure everything is blended together. Now I'm just gonna use the highlighter shade, and I guess I'm just gonna swipe it on the areas I want the highlight. I'm just gonna blend that in with my sponge. Oh, that's pretty too. And it's like super, it's like still, it's like, what do they always say? Glow from within. Like that's what this reminds me of. I think this will be like a good like everyday highlight, or like a no makeup looking highlight. That looks so nice. I feel like my face just looks really like fresh and dewy right now. So that's all the cream products I plan on using. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face now. I picked up this, if you watched my Maybelline makeup haul, this was in there. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and it comes in this little square container right here, and I got the lightest shade, so this is 05 Fair. And it looks like you kind of get a lot. I figured I would try this to set my under eye, even though it says loose finishing powder. I don't know, but it looks like it'll be light enough to do my under eye. And it says it's a mineral-based formula, helps control shine and smooth skin's texture. It's lightweight, translucent coverage, fresh, natural look, can be used alone or over foundation. And then it says to use, apply with a brush, swirl, brush into powder, tap off excess, and lightly dust over face. This is what it looks like. Ugh, I hope it's okay to put on my under eyes. I'm scared. So I'm just gonna go in and press out a little bit of the creasing. Actually, that stuff, concealer didn't crease that bad, but I just want to make sure I don't have any. Then I'm just gonna go in with my Sigma tapered highlighting brush, and I just dipped it directly in the powder, and then I'm just gonna go in the cap and tap off the excess. All right. So I'm going back now. Ooh, I think that helped brighten up my under eye for sure. And I just went right over that highlighter. I wasn't even thinking. Dang it. So that's what it looks like. It really helped to brighten up my under eye. And then all the excess that I tapped off in the lid is like enough for my other eye. It doesn't feel super drying. It kind of reminds me of the RCMA No Color Powder. Like just how that feels underneath my eyes when I use it to set. That's what this reminds me of. That's a nice powder. I was worried that it might be too drying for my under eye, but so far so good. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna use it to set the other places I put the concealer. I cannot believe I've liked everything so far. That never happens. You never know what's gonna happen in these videos. So now I have this giant La Prairie face loose powder. I have the shade 02 because they were sold out of 01, but the lady said, again, she could have just been trying to get me to buy the product, but she said 02 is just a little bit darker than 01, and they pretty much go on the same as what she was telling me, so I guess we'll find out. So you get this huge container, and then you also get a travel size. This stuff is expensive, but on the inside you get a little key right here. I'm not really sure what that is for. I don't really know what that's for, unless it's just to scoop out the product maybe. And then you get like a little poof puff thing. This is huge though. You get how much? 56 grams, so 2 ounces. And I believe when I compared the prices from the Laura Mercier to this one, like this was a better deal because you get the travel size as well. So this is the Cellular Treatment Loose Powder. You take off the lid right here, and then it's just like a little sifter. So this is the shade right here, and I believe there's skincare benefits in this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. I'm just going to be applying it with my Morphe MB1 powder brush. And I'm just going to press that in all the areas that I didn't put that Maybelline powder. I know when I was in the store, I think I got this from Nordstrom's, I put it on the back of my hand and it made the back of my hand so smooth feeling. I loved it, and that's what sold me on it. It looks good though. It's making my skin look like airbrushed. Ooh, and two, I feel like it helped because normally I get like these forehead wrinkles, but I feel like that powder just went in there and set that so I wouldn't get them. Next, I'm going to be trying out this Bourjois bronzing powder. This is bronzing powder. That's what it's called. I have the shade 51, I believe. I think there's only one shade of this. So when you open it up, it just looks like a piece of chocolate and like a little book. But it smells like perfume. It doesn't really smell like chocolate. And I can't even tell you what's on the back because none of it is written in English. I'm just going to be using my Morphe MB4 brush, and I'm just going to dip on into this. It kind of looks like the Too Faced Milk Chocolate bronzer. Like it's almost like the same shade. Ooh, this is nice though. I like this shade of bronzer. It's kind of like a light bronzer shade. It's not too warm and it's not too gray. It's like the perfect shade for fair skin, I feel. I'm just gonna build this up. It's going on really smooth. That was probably that La Prairie powder though. Because a lot of times when I'm like super fair and I try out new bronzers, they're like too warm. Like they're almost too orange. Like Matte Give Me Sun looks so bad on my skin tone unless I'm tan. But this is like the perfect shade of bronzer for my skin tone right now. That looks good. This might be my new favorite. Love this. I think I got this from ASOS. For blush, I'm going to be trying out this Real Her Be Fearless, Be Limitless blush kit. This did come in one of my Boxy Charms. I think I swatched it in one of my vlogs from Vlogmas, but I think I'm going to go in with, I don't want anything too crazy today, I don't think, so I'm just going to go in with this shade right here called Unstoppable. And I'm going to be applying it with my Morphe M405. So I'm just going to dip in there. I don't know how pigmented this is. It looks more of like a natural, everyday shade. Ooh, I got some texture right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, this is pretty. This is like one of those shades that would just go with any eye look. Or any makeup look, I think. That's a really pretty blush shade. I always load up on blush because it's like one of my favorite things. That's pretty. I really like that. I cannot believe I love everything so far. Fingers crossed it'll be a miracle if everything works out. So I'm going to move on to brows because normally I would do my brows after I did my foundation concealer, but then I did bronzer and blush instead. But I want to try out this Benefit Defined and Refined Brow Kit. It comes in this cute little container right here. I want to say it was like 30 bucks, which I don't think is bad. You open it up and inside you get a Brow Wow Conditioning Primer, which I guess I'm going to apply before. I don't know. And then you get the Precision Brow Pencil right here. Then you get a brow tool, I believe, so you can mark where you want the arch and the start and the end of the tail of your brow, which I'm probably not going to use that because I don't really need it. I just eyeball it. And then you get the highbrow right here. So this is a super cute container and I really want to keep it, but I don't know where I'll put it. Maybe I can put it on one of my shelves back there. It says a nutrient-rich primer for fuller-looking brows. It says 1 click per brow. Oh, weird. So you take off the tip and it's like a little plastic brush. Oh, some came out finally, so it's like a clear substance, it looks like. Just brush it on, like, I don't know. It feels like silicone. It said you only need one twist per brow. I mean, my brows feel really soft. I don't know, maybe it's just some kind of formula to keep them placed down. Like, it feels like it's starting to dry. Now I'm going to go in with the Precisely My brow pencil. It looks like this. I haven't used a brow pencil in a hot minute. I've been using brow powders, so it says this is in the shade 2. So there is a spoolie on one side and then the product on the other. I feel like pencils are hard for me to work with. I like to use pencils on the tail. Like after I use the brow powder, if there's like some areas that need more color, I like to go in with the brow pencil or just to like define my tail. But I don't ever use brow pencils for my whole brow anymore, so. feel like this is turning into a hot mess. Like I'm getting a super thick brow and that was not my intention. I like the shade of pencil though, but I don't know, like I feel if I already had full brows, a pencil would be great because then I would just have to go in and like fill in the sparse areas, but I have to pretty much draw on my entire eyebrow, so it's harder for me to use a pencil, I feel. But I'm getting like a really natural bushy brow, it seems. Does that make sense? Natural color bushy brow. So I guess I'm just gonna use the highbrow to clean it up. It also came in this. I have this in the old packaging, but this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a pinky iridescent shade, and you just use it to carve out your brows. And like I said, I've owned this product before, just not this packaging, and like maybe they redid the formula, I'm not sure, but you still love this. I would use it all the time. And I'm just going to use a flat shader brush and just kind of blend out that product. And that also makes it to where if you didn't want to use a brow highlight, you wouldn't have to, because this is pretty brightening. That blends out really nice. I think they did change the formula a little bit, because I remember when I owned it before, it was kind of drying, and this is really creamy and it blends out better than I remember. So the only thing with that brow kit, it didn't come with any kind of clear brow gel to set or anything, but I do think this little thing is like really handy, especially if you're freelancing or if you just had trouble doing your brows. I think this little tool would be handy. So I'm just going to use my Model in a Bottle eyebrow sealer. I love this stuff. It looks like a fingernail polish, but oh, I love it. So I guess we'll just go ahead and finish up the face, and then we'll start in on the eye. So for my highlight, I'm going to be using this Makeup Geeks times Kathleen Lights highlighting palette. And this is what it looks like. I did swatch these because I did haul this, but I think I'm just going to go in with this shade right here. And I remember in my haul, the way that this looks makes my teeth hurt. I don't know why. I know that's probably super weird, but when I swatched it in my haul, I really liked how it showed up. So I'm just gonna go in with this middle shade. Ooh, that's pretty. It reminds me of the Anastasia Glow Kits, like that kind of formula. It's like almost like a wet metallic formula. Ooh, that looks nice. And I only had to like dip my brush in it like twice. And I'm using my Smashbox fan brush that I always use. That's really pretty. Just gonna build it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna go over top of my brows, just above the arch, Cupid's bow. This is pretty. I love that it's like wet looking. Just a little bit on my chin because I don't want to draw too much attention to those pimples in my nose. Ooh, that's pretty. I kind of want to mix a little bit of this shade right here. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. This is like super blinding. I wonder if the other Makeup Geek highlighters, I wonder if their formula is like this too. I'm gonna go ahead and put that for my brow highlight as well. So I'm gonna just take these two shades mixed and use them for a brow highlight. Okay, moving on to eyes, I'm going to be trying out the Tarte Tartist Pro Palette. Look at this packaging, it's so nice. You get a huge, ooh, that mirror is like really clear. I'm going to use it to apply my eyeshadow. So this is what the shades look like. I guess I'm going to have to flip it upside down. So this is the shades. So you get all these matte shades right here, and then you get like a duochrome lid shade on this side. I feel like when they designed this palette, they had like a plan intended. I think that makes sense. So this would be your lid shade, and this would be like your crease shade, your outer V shade, your transition shade, like etc, etc. I feel like I say etc, etc in all my videos. And the same with this one. This would be your lid shade, your transition shade, deepen up the outer V, all that. And same for these. Or you could just do whatever you wanted, but I really like that idea. So I think I'm gonna use, which one? Should I do the blue? I think I'm gonna do the blue. So I'm gonna do this row right here. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Bold, and I'm just gonna put that all over my lid using a Sigma E40. So this just looks, okay, wait, never mind, I'm not putting it all over my lid. This is my transition shade. It's a lot darker than I thought it would be. I thought it was just gonna be a light cream, but it's kind of like a light tan shade. So yes, this is my transition shade. I love Tarte shadows. The Tarte jewelry box was my very first like eyeshadow palette I ever purchased, high-end anyways, and I still have it because I just can't let it go, even though I'm sure those shadows are like probably at least 6 or 7 years expired, but I can't let go of it. But this is blending out really nice. And then I'm going to switch to a Sigma E25 blending brush. And I'm just gonna go in with the shade called Edgy directly in my crease. It's like a chocolate brown shade. And I'm just gonna put that below the transition shade and kind of on the lid. These are really pigmented. Like I barely put my brush in there and I have enough color to where I probably don't have to even build it up. Very nice. Now I'm just gonna go back in with the Bold shade that we used for our transition and just build that up color some more. So for my lid shade, I'm gonna take this really pretty like pressed duo chrome shade right here called Trendy. I'm just gonna apply that with my pinky. It's kind of like a teal brown gray duochrome. Ooh, and you definitely, like, look at that. And I didn't even have to get my like finger wet, my brush wet, whatever. I like to apply my lid shades with my pinky finger because I feel like I just get the most color payoff. That's really pretty. It's like a mermaid color. And then I just like to take a smaller brush just to put it in the outer and inner corners because I can't really get my finger in there. Wow, this shade is pretty. I love that you don't even have to get your brush wet to get this color payoff. So now I'm just going in with the dark brown called Edgy again, and I'm just gonna work that directly into my crease just to blend those two shades together. Oh my god, this mirror is so good. Like I can see everything. So pretty. And then I'm just gonna take a smaller brush. This is the Outer V brush from Makeup Geek, and I'm gonna go in with the shade called Punk. It's just the black shade in the palette, and I'm just gonna lightly put that in my outer V just to deepen that up a little bit. And I'm just gonna take the Trendy shade again, the lid shade, and just kind of go over it. So when I put in that darker shade into the crease, it kind of got rid of a little bit of it. This is so pretty. So for the lower lash line, I'm just going to take the Outer V brush again, and I'm just going to go in with the shade Bold that we used for our transition shade. And I'm just going to run that on my lower lash line. And then in with the shade called Edgy, which is the darker brown. And I'm just going to put that underneath there as well. And then I'm just going to go in with my flat diviner shade and the black shade called Punk. And I'm just going to work that on the lash line. This black is more of like a charcoal black shade. It doesn't look like it's like a true dark black. I'm going to go in with the shade called, sorry, this is like super reflective. This is the shade called Glam. And I'm just going to place that on my inner corners. And that's like a yellowy gold shade. I thought it was going to be more white, but I think it looks okay. I'm debating whether I want to put some of that teal shade on the lower lash line. I think I'm going to. So I'm just going to go in with Trendy, but I'm just going to put it like in the center. I'm not going to do a wing or anything today, but I am going to line my lash line. So I'm just going to be trying out this Maybelline Lasting Drama by Eye Studio. This is the Blackest Black gel liner. This is what it looks like, and it comes with like a little brush, so I'm going to try that out too. Right now, my favorite gel liner I've ever used is the Inglot gel liner. It's super creamy, but I think it's like almost 20 bucks, and I think this was like $5, so it'll be nice to find a cheaper alternative when I'm done with that one. I don't know about this brush though. I'm gonna try to attempt to use it, but I don't know. This is what it looks like. I hope it's creamy like that one. Ooh, it feels like it. So I'm just gonna do a straight line across. Yeah, I can't use this brush. It's like not pointy enough or something. It's too big. So I'm just gonna go in with my Sigma eyeliner brush. This is the E11. This brush just helps you get more of like a precise line. I really like it. So I like this gel liner. I think it's creamy, but it's not as creamy as like the Inglot one. But I think it's a good alternative. Definitely cheaper. So I used this eyeliner in one of my most recent videos. I think it was my first impression of the Lancome 24-Hour Foundation. But I'm going to go in with this Flashy Blue. That's the name of it. And it's the Sephora eyeliner. And I'm just going to put this in the waterline because I feel like it's going to help make that lid color pop even more. So I'm not going to be trying out any false lashes today because, like, honestly, I don't really like false lashes. I do, but I don't. But if I can get away with not wearing them, I won't do it. But I really want to try this out because it's been out for a while and I haven't tried it yet. And it's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And it's also waterproof. And this is what it is. So it's the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I have waterproof. I like to use waterproof mascaras when I'm not wearing false lashes because I feel like the waterproof formula helps my lashes stick up, like, it helps them hold the curl like way better than just like a normal mascara. Oh, this is what it looks like. It's like the exact same color as the Too Faced Better Than Sex. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes. I think the wand is even supposed to be similar. Yeah, it looks a little similar to that. But I feel like the Too Faced Better Than Sex wand is like more fluffier. This one's kind of spiky. I don't really know how I feel about this. I feel like it's doing a good job like lengthening and separating, but it's not really giving me any like lash volume. My favorite waterproof mascara is the L'Oreal Miss Manga Rock because I feel like it lengthens and gives me volume. I feel like I would really like this mascara if I wasn't wearing any eyeshadow. I just had like a naked eye and then I applied this mascara, but you can't really see my lashes with the eyeshadow. Okay, so I like this mascara, but I just feel like I need to like mix it with something that's gonna give me volume and then put this one on top. So I think that's all I'm gonna do to the eyes. For lips, I'm gonna be trying out this Buxom Plump Line lip liner in the shade Hush Hush. So on one side you get the lip liner, it's a really fat chubby pencil. Then the other side you get a little blending brush, which I think is super handy. Ooh. One, I really like this shade, and two, it's going on really easy. It's really creamy. Ooh, it went on really good. I love this. And I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit. With the brush is nice. It's like stiff enough to like really blend. Ooh, I really like this. This would be really good all over the lip color too, not just for a lip liner. So I have two shades I wanted to try out, or two lip products I wanted to try out. The first one is the ColourPop Liquid Lipstick in Rain, but then I also have the ColourPop Lippy Stick in the shade Who Run This, and it's like the same shade of this, I believe, but just in a lippy stick. So I think I'm gonna use the lippy stick. Believe it or not, I don't think I've swatched their lippy sticks before. I have quite a few, but I've never worn them, I don't think. So I'm just gonna go in with this shade. It's like okay, so first of all, the lip liner doesn't go with this at all, but it's like a clay shade. It's really pigmented and the formula is no joke. I'm just gonna go in with my MAC Fix Plus first. This will just help all the powders like melt into my skin. Then I'm gonna go in and set my makeup with the NYX Matte Finish Finishing Spray. Okay guys, this is the final look, so let's go ahead and go through everything. So the first thing that we used was the Alouette Time Repair Serum. I use this for a primer, and I think I really liked it. I really love how my foundation applied on top of it, so I think I'm going to continue to use this, and it has skincare benefits in it, so you can't really ask for much more, right? The foundation was the Maybelline Dewy Plus Smooth Foundation, which is already one of my favorites. I really like the combination of this primer with that, well, I'm using it as a primer, with that foundation. I think it looks really good. Next, I use the Benefit Ula Lift Eye Brightener. I think I really like this. I want to use it a few more times, and maybe on my no makeup days, because it's just like interesting to me. It's more of like a pearly metallic kind of under eye brightener as opposed to just like my typical like salmon shades. So that one is interesting to me still. Then the concealer, which I really like and I can definitely see myself using like tomorrow, is the Catrice Camouflage Cream in the shade Ivory. I really like this. I really loved how it looked when I applied it with my finger, and I feel like I was able to control how much product I was using because it came in a little pot. So I could just kind of like really pat that into my under eye, as opposed to using like a wand where you can't really control how much you're getting and then you're like wasting product in a sense. So I really like this. Next, I use the Milani Contour and Highlight Cream and Liquid Duo. Love this. I absolutely love the contour shade. The cream liquid is nice, but I could like do without, you know what I mean? But the contour side, I love it. I'm really interested into getting like maybe like a darker shade, like one shade darker than this, because this is in the shade Fair Light. So maybe they have like a medium shade. I'd be interested in that, but I love this. It blended out so well and it looked natural. I love it. Then I used the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Fair to set my under eyes. I really like this too. I feel like it was just enough powder to set the concealer, but not make my under eyes look cakey or like crusty, you know what I mean? Like I thought the powder was like super smooth and I barely needed any to set my under eye, so I feel like this would last for a really long time. I really like it, and it kind of gave me that like satin finish under my eye. It didn't make it look drying. Really like this. Then I used the La Prairie loose powder all over my face. I really like this too. I felt like it helped the rest of my products go on my skin like super smooth and like blend out really nicely. Really like this. I need to use it a few more times, but I definitely think it's worth the money. Next, I use the Bourjois, I hope I'm saying that right, bronzer. Love this. I could definitely see myself using that like every single day. I love the shade of it. It just blended out really nicely. Then I use the Makeup Geek Kathleen Lights Highlight Trio. Love this too. I love that it gives me like that wet metallic highlighting look. Love it. Then for blush, I used the Real Her Be Fearless, Be Limitless blush kit, and I took the shade Unstoppable. I thought it was a really pretty shade. I love that it's like a baked formula. It just kind of gave me like a healthy glow, and the shade was like the perfect shade to wear with any kind of makeup look, eye look, like anything you want to do. I just really like it. There is a little bit of a shimmer in it, but I felt like that just gave me like more of like a glow to my cheek. I really liked it. Next, I have the Benefit Brow Products. This little tool, like I said, I think it will be handy if you really want to get that precise brow. I probably won't ever use this. But then I used the brow conditioner primer. I don't know, this was weird. I need to do some research on it and see exactly how you're supposed to apply it and what the benefits are. But to me, it just kind of made the precisely my brow pencil just kind of slide all over the place. Like it gave me like a thicker brow than what I wanted. So then the brow pencil, I love the shade of the brow pencil, right? But I just feel like it made my brow, like, first of all, you can really barely see it. It gave me like a really natural looking brow, which I'm not opposed to, but if I'm gonna wear like a smoky eye and a dark lip, I feel like I need a little bit darker brows, and I think it was this brow conditioning primer that just kind of screwed everything up. But I like the shade. I like how small like the tip of it is. Like it's really small, so it's really precise, but I'm not a big brow pencil fan to begin with. Next was the Highbrow brow pencil. Love this. Like I said, I've owned this like in the past, but this is the new, I'm gonna assume it's a new formula because it's more creamier than the one I had like a few years ago, and I love the color of it. I just love how it blends out. I love that it really does give you that like kind of like high brow, like carved out look. I really, really like it. Next we have the Tartist Pro Palette. I love this. Again, I just used the bottom row, but I thought the shades blended out so nicely. The next thing I used was this Maybelline gel liner. I think this is good for the price. I do prefer my Inglot gel liner because it's like really black and it's really creamy and really smooth, but I think this is probably the best gel liner I've used from the drugstore for sure. Then we have the Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. I don't know, like I think I need to buy the regular one and not the waterproof because I feel like I'm not getting the same result that everybody else, like I feel like a lot of people love this mascara and I didn't feel like I loved it. Like I liked that it lengthened and like separated my lashes, but I don't feel like it gave me any volume, and it's called Voluminous Lash Mascara. So I'm on the fence about this. I'm gonna try it on the days where I have like a naked eye, like I was saying, where there's no eyeshadow, so I could really see what it looks like. But I feel like this mascara doesn't give me enough for my lashes to not have to wear lashes. Like I feel like I need to throw on some lashes because you can barely see my lashes. I hope that makes sense. Then we have the Buxom Plump Line Lip Liner in the shade Hush Hush. I love this. This might be one of my favorite things from this first impressions video. I thought the color was really pretty. The formula is really nice. You saw it went on like really well, blended out really nice. Like I think this would be like a perfect all over lip shade. So good. I want to get some more shades. Then I used the ColourPop Lippy Stick in Who Run This. Oh my god, this formula is so good. It is so good. I love the shade. I don't think I have any shades like this. This is like a true brick shade. So it's kind of like, it's like a clay shade, I'm sorry. It's like, you know, like if you drove out to the middle of Arizona, like this is the color of the clay that you would see. So I believe that's everything I used. Again, I loved everything I used minus the brow products. But I'm glad that I was able to come up with a look that I actually really like. So if you guys enjoyed watching me test out makeup I've never tried before, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so I know to make some more, because this is one of my favorite things to film. And please subscribe on your way out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.